Single leg deadlifts can be done a number of different ways depending on the goal of the exercise at the time that you're performing it. The best way to start, if you're at a super basic level, is to start off with one foot completely flat on the floor, not allowing the toes to turn sideways, instead feeling like the pinky toe of your foot is pointing straight forward. Pick your opposite foot up off of the ground and just keep it in that position. You'll be hinging out of this shape here, pressing the hips back and reaching back up. And in this case, we're only holding one dumbbell, holding onto something else for support. Just like that. And if you look from the side, the same thing, hinging back, holding on to something for support, and then switching sides. The next option is to make it a little bit harder on your balance by kicking the opposite leg back, so the one that's not connected to the floor actually reaches back behind you, still using one dumbbell, same side, still holding on to something but pressing the leg back. The next option is to do the opposite side leg. So either putting the support on the opposite side, or you can even graduate into not holding on to anything, but opposite side leg, kicking the leg back, or in the same case, you can also have the leg down if you need to do opposite side also. It just depends on if you're working on some midsection stability. And then the other option is to also graduate completely away from holding on to anything and work on two dumbbells. So holding on to just the dumbbells, kicking the leg back, or keeping it underneath. At first, it's usually good to keep the leg underneath you, get used to the motion, not worrying about throwing your weight everywhere, and then as it gets easier, you can kick your leg back. The other option is also, once you get really comfortable with it, still using one dumbbell, using same side or opposite side, not holding on to anything, but this time working on stability and not being evenly distributed on both sides. So either opposite side arm or same side arm. So that's a lot of different variations. If this is being programmed into your training program, I'll specify which type you're supposed to do, how many repetitions. Just make sure that you are doing this with feet pressing into the ground, especially if you're being told to do it barefooted. Spreading out those toes, pushing the toes into the ground, making that tripod with the feet, and then performing the exercise. Soft knees, hips back, nice flat back, so not rounding in the back as you reach down. Instead, having the feeling that the chest is lifted, shoulders are back, hips are pressing back, keeping that flat back motion the entire time you hinge.